So you know what's interesting? Let me show you something. An old horse out of the blue again. That's what I was talking about the other day, September 3rd. It's like 3 o'clock. I was just getting in my car right after that to go pick up two of my kids. Talking to Woo Woo Dude. I got that day my own intuition, if you will. I need to get DigiByte right now and tell my peeps on Patreon we need to get it now. Because it had dropped a significant amount from where the recent highs were, with the whole market. But DigiByte was, smacked pretty good. So again, I like to go and get the ones that get smacked good. I've always done this, and it's done very well for me over the years. So I'm sitting there and I go, okay, I just pulled the trigger. So I get out my pendulum and I'm like, asking it appropriately the way I'm supposed to do it. Should I have gotten that DigiByte? Yes. Good time to buy it? Yes. Okay. Wait a minute. Is there any other coin that I should get? Yes. Oh, there is. Like there's something besides DigiByte. Yes. Huh. Okay. Go down my list. Is it this coin? No. Is it this coin? No. 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 T-Fuel and Theta. Yes. To both of those. Man. So none of the other coins. Nope. But Theta, basically. Yes. Okay. T-Fuel and Theta. Yes. Okay. Alright. So, I'm like, okay, maybe I do have some more profit in some stablecoin. Maybe I should just do a quick swap and call it a day. On Exodus or whatever, wherever I do it. And I said, something's telling me to just put it more in DigiByte. Something's telling me to put it more in DigiByte. Just grab the rest of it. But my pendulum did say that another secondary good one would be Theta again. Man, okay. So, an hour later, Woo Woo Dude calls. Joe, I was just giving somebody a reading. Spirit just came in and said an old horse out of the blue again, and that I need to tell you that. And I said, well, that's DigiByte. Because that's what it was last time. He goes, yeah, I thought that's the one it was. He goes, and they told me something about 4 o'clock. They said something about 4 o'clock. And I'm like, you're Eastern, right? With me? He goes, yep. He goes, it could be the bottom, like that's the time to get in, and then it goes back up, or maybe it's going to shoot up. He said, I don't know. It's just, it said that, and then 4 o'clock. I said, all right, interesting, cool. So I do a quick update as soon as I get in the parking lot that where my kids were, to tell people on Patreon, well, not only did I get this thing with DigiByte today, but Woo Woo Dude calls me an hour later. And I'm feeling kind of good that I double dipped on DigiByte, instead of getting DigiByte or Theta, like it said. There were 2 picks I could have done. My guide said. I'm like, man, that's cool. That's reassuring me. That's pretty cool. So then, DigiByte at 4 freaking o'clock starts rocketing up. You can go look at the charts. I've already showed it in my other video about this. 39% move at 4 o'clock. It was freaking epic. I was like, I can't believe this. This is unbelievable. So, I'm just poking around today. I was pretty busy today, actually. I didn't have much time to look at cryptos or really anything. But I'm telling you this because I want to show. Look, I said this on September 3rd. I was just updating people. A little Bedell update. CliffHigh mentioned something the other day in a tweet about 3 pullbacks coming in crypto that he thinks his data is going to be correct about, and we just had the first one. So I thought, how cool is that? So I just made a quick little update and said, hey, here's his tweet, whatever. So, having said that, this is today. This happened today. Right here. This is a 21% move. Of course, there's a little wick. Currently, it's right here, so maybe it's a 19 to 21% move. Right this second, it's probably 19%. That's today. So now, if you look over to the right, it said, well, why is it only 2%? That's because this thing resets at 8 o'clock Eastern time every single night. So at 8 o'clock, these all go to 0, basically. And then instantly, wherever the market's moving, it starts reflecting that. So right now, it's saying it's up 2.5%, Theta. And so is T-Fuel. Now, I did not look at T-Fuel today, but just out of curiosity, right down here, it wicked up to 15, almost 16% right there. And again, that's today. Right now, it's up 8, almost 9%. And I didn't look at that T-Fuel. And between you and me, I usually, yeah, I don't need that. I usually mess with data. Like, I don't really bother with T-Fuel. But, I mean, look, we're about touching 50 cents again. And I told you before, my guides told me 50, 55 cents was coming. That happened over here. Boom. 58. I'm telling you now, if they're right, we're going past 58 cents. And I've got some sell orders at very specific places. And I've mentioned this to my Patreon members. The reason I'm sharing this right now is because this is today and there's nothing really happening. I know I'm looking at these ones that have reset, but I mean, there's Bitcoin. Bitcoin didn't do that today. Bitcoin Cash, it didn't hardly do anything. Bitcoin SV, sideways. Digibyte even, it was down here a little bit up from where it was earlier in the day. Again, not much. We had a candle up to about 4%. Currently, it's only 1.5%. You know, again, nothing really crazy. But again, here is when Woo Woo Dude said 4 o'clock. September the 3rd. Right here. And I'm buying on this effing wick down, right down here at the bottom. My first order. My second order was a little bit higher. It was still in the 21s, but it was higher than that low part. And then it did this. Boom. Now, as you can see, where I started it was 36, but whatever. It was like 39% when I actually saw from the bottom to the top. That was crazy. That was crazy. That was nuts. But the reason I'm doing this right now is because my guides told me, yeah, there's another coin, Theta. And I'm like, no, I think I should just double dip on a Digibyte. Right? But now Digibyte's going flat just a few days later. Not that it matters. I know it's going to go back up. And Theta rockets up. Huge. You know, it's a big move, man. 20%, 19%, 21%. That is a big move. Obviously, you know this. So I'm like, well, there goes the guides. No wonder why they told me that as a secondary. Man, there's twice there. So it's just cool, man. And I was just re-listening to a reading that Sherry Michelle did. That Jared, her husband, did upon himself. He was just curious. This was a few months ago, and he'd asked his wife, you know, while they were doing a crypto session of her channeling for their Patreon, and he just asked, like at the end of it, you know, hey, can we talk about Joe for a minute? Is he going to be successful on this treasure hunt stuff? And she's like, yeah, he is. He'll get it. And he asked several questions, and he told me some of the stuff he asked. He goes, so I was trying to cut the last part off, and I effed up, and I deleted the damn thing. He's like, so because I messed up, even though I didn't ask him to do this, he just did it for fun for himself. He's like, well, yeah, she has some new information for you actually. And I was like, oh shit. So he's like, we're gonna redo a whole session for you. I'm like, oh cool. So he did like this hour-long session. At the very end of the session, they talked about Digibyte too, and you know, some positive news that would be potentially coming for Digibyte. And I guess a few months ago. So they went on this big thing about this treasure hunt stuff and the mountains and what's in there, and you know, Joe, he's like a light in a tunnel, and these people are going to follow him on YouTube and Patreon. He's going to light some lights basically for some of these people. He's going to grow spiritually. He's going to help them grow spiritually, like they don't even know it yet. And she's like, oh my God. And she goes, in 3 or maybe 4 years from now, she goes, where he's at now. And again, when she did this was before I think I even talked to Woo Woo Dude for the first time. I think I didn't even talk to Woo Woo Dude yet for my very first time. I'm pretty sure. So she's like, oh my God, in 3 to 4 years, he'll be such a different person, like evolved spiritually, if you will. He'll look back and he's not going to believe what he was before. Like, it's going to be crazy. And I'm like, really? Like, what am I going to be doing? You know, I don't know. Then Woo Woo Dude comes along and tells me, dude, yeah, you're going for some changes, but he goes, I'll just tell you now, even in 3 to 4 months from now, forget the longer time, in 3 to 4 months from now, you'll look back and go, whoa, what a bunch of leveling up, so to speak. I've done with this woo-woo stuff myself. And sure as crap, I've been doing videos telling you guys, hey, look what I said on Patreon. Oh, I got a dream. And I got another dream I'm going to tell you about in another video after this that I got just a few days ago. It's not real important at all, but it's funny. It's cool to know that they gave me this dream, which is honestly a waste of time for them. Like, guys, you didn't have to do that. It was a waste of your time. Thank you, though. But they still showed me, we can show you the future. They've given me prophetic dreams. I told you the one about Trump with the firework things and the golden, super fine particle golden thing. I did that. Again, this is all logged on YouTube before this stuff happened. So, now that I'm doing stuff and Woo Woo Dude's working with me and all this stuff, and I've seen my growth already in a few months, I went back. Someone was telling me, go watch or go listen to her MP3 file again. So I'm listening to it again. I'm just like, oh yeah. She talked about these 2 different treasure spots and all this stuff and what's in there, and I'm going to find stuff. And I'm like, I'm excited, man, to get back out there. But then she went on to the spiritual thing, which was completely unexpected. And I'm hearing what she has to say about me. And I'm like, man, I'm going to shed a tear. And how I'm going to be like helping people myself, not only in crypto and in waking people up and in bringing them newsworthy stuff, but also spiritually. And I'm like, me? That's not me. I'm not the spiritual guy. Like, although I'd say I'm spiritual, not religion, that doesn't mean I'm like some spiritual guru or some psychic spiritual guy. Like, I'm not. But now that I've been working with Woo Woo Dude and I've been seeing some abilities in myself coming out, thanks to him working with me in the guides, now I'm realizing, she said, wait till he sees 3 to 4 years from now. Dude, I'm only into this for a few months. So it's kind of exciting. And she said, she's like, well, where he's at now, which would have been like back in March or something, I don't know, maybe April. She goes, where he's at now, hell, this could have been even February, to tell you the truth, I don't know. Where he's at now, she's like, I would call it like, not really an apprentice. Like, he's almost an apprentice. And I'm like, wow, okay. So I got a ways to go. Again, and then I met Woo Woo Dude personally, where he reached out to me. He's been following me for a while, but I didn't know that. He reached out and said, my guides are telling me I need to work with you, kind of open you up. And I'm like, yes, that's cool. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. Sounds cool. And lo and behold, here I am. He's got me listening to shamanic drumming music at night and all this stuff. I'm getting these dreams. And man, it's really cool. And I would tell you all, if anyone wants to start trying, to open yourself up as well, first of all, you got to ask your guides. Ask, will you work with me? And you got to be sincere about stuff, and not a jabroni either. Don't be a damn jabroni. And ask them, and then go find some music on YouTube even. Shamanic drumming. There's one I have that's shamanic didgeridoo drumming, and there's another one that was like a throat hum. And for some reason, that throat hum, it seems to be that one takes me for deep dives sometimes. And it's got drumming and this weird throat hum. I was like, whoa. And a little drumming, and I go out sometimes on that one. But I found them on YouTube. And I've posted them on Patreon for people to download in one of my previous posts. From probably a month ago, I guess. Maybe 2 months ago. But I just, if you're going to do this, start, listen to it, put some headphones on or whatever at night, right before you go to bed. If you fall asleep with it playing, that's okay too. You could probably do earbuds, might work a little better for you than, if you got to roll over instead of headphones. Me personally, I've just been using headphones, and I've fallen asleep a couple times where I woke up, and the music's still playing. Okay, you take them off and actually go to bed. Other times, I don't go to sleep. I'm awake, I'm getting really tired, and I'm like, okay, I just feel like they've been on my ear long enough. Let me, a half hour, let me take them off and actually roll over and go to bed. It seems to work either way for me. But I would just get these dreams. He's like, and again, I told you, I think there's a few of them now that have been prophetic. The Trump thing was the latest one with the fireworks. When I saw those 2 golden ones pop up, I was like, oh my God. That is exactly what I saw in my dream, except it wasn't in the form of fireworks. They were like stationary on this table. But those gold ones were super, super fine, like particle, like a lot of them. Not like 10 or 20 little sparkles. It was like just chock full. And then I saw those 2 blast off, and it was just like thousands of little particles. I was like, oh my God. It's exactly what I saw. It's crazy. So on that note, again, it's cool to see this stuff happening. love you guys. Hope y'all, whatever crypto, whatever you're in, hope it works out well for you. You got gold and silver, hope it works out well. I think we have a lot to look forward to. I know there's some people out there that insist we're going to have this dark time, which we are, and it's going to last quite a while. And again, maybe I'm smoking some hopium, which I usually don't. That's not me, but maybe I'm smoking some hopium. But I just feel like I can't help it on this matter. That, yeah, we're going to have a pretty rough period here shortly. I mean, we already are with the corona, lockdown. They're going to take your kids out of school and lock them up. And as we get closer to the election, it's going to probably get worse. Shocker. And then after the election, again, I think that's when it will start to get better. But there may be one final deep state maneuver, who knows what. But I'm like, okay, once we're like into 2021, I just can't help it to feel we're going to recover. It's going to happen. It's not going to be as bad as a lot of people are thinking. And that's that, honestly. So, another side note, White Dove, it's been a while since she's done one of her like $99 whatever White Dove reports. And I need to double check the price with her because I don't know if because she did one that was like $50 I think one time, and then the other ones were always $99. But I think the $50 one was kind of a short and sweet version. I don't remember. I'm going to have to ask her what's the price on this one, because she's going to let me sell it on my cryptosclass.com website on Saturday. She's also doing it Saturday too. And so she'll be releasing it to buy on her site. I'll be releasing it's the same report to buy on my site. And normally on my site, I usually you got to log in to view it, and that's it. I'm gonna change things up on this one, because when she does it, she lets a PDF format get emailed out, or maybe it happens on their website. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna also attach that on mine, so that you once you buy it, you can just download the PDF and have a copy yourself, so you don't have to keep logging into my website to view it whenever you feel like it. But again, that won't even be up or possible to buy from her or myself until Saturday. Okay? And then it will be up at some specific time on Saturday. I have to double check the time again. It might be noon or something, but I'll double check. I've read the rough draft already. It's pretty solid, or as it is. I don't think they had to do much changes. It was like 111 pages. It's not all crypto, by the way, but there's a good section of crypto. A couple of good sections. And a whole lot of everything else. In this time period we're in right now, she got a lot to say about it. So, anyways, that's coming too. That'll be Saturday. And again, I don't know the price yet. Whatever she's charging, I'm charging. There's no difference. It's just, I started off helping her get up and running, so to speak, putting her in front of people's faces. She got a Patreon channel. I gave her a little boost. Hey, go to check her out. So I think she doesn't need me. In all fairness, she doesn't need to let me have a copy to sell. She's good now, but I think she just as a kind of a thank you. Hey Joe, how would you like to make a couple of bucks from your people, on my report, by selling it, and I'll get a percentage. I don't get all of it, of course, but I'll still get a percentage. So I'm like, yeah, for sure. I appreciate that. So that's cool. Anyways, that's it for now. I'm gonna do one more video about this other dream I had. Was pretty funny, and when I think about it, pretty cool. It'll be short and sweet. So take care.